Hello everyone. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if it's your first time here. If you will check out, I will list it at the end of this video and that way you can check it out. JJ and I switched the kids' rooms around. So we took an entire Saturday, took out everything from both of the kids' rooms and decided to switch them around. The problem that we have in this new house is Jensen had a room with a door and Braelen was in the big room, the open room that didn't have a door. So at night we were having to put her in our room. If you check out that video, you'll hear a little bit more about why we decided to switch. But so that she could have a room with a door and try to sleep a little bit better, since she normally goes to sleep before Jensen, because Jensen is a little bit older than her, we decided to do a room switch to where we could put her in the room that Jensen was in with the door. That way at night when he was still up, we could put her to bed and shut the door. Well, bottom line, you can check that video out. I will link it here at the end of this one. But after lots of work and lots of trying to go through toys and straighten things up, we finally, for the most part, have Jensen's room completely done. Braelen's is almost done too, but because we had more things for Jensen's room when we moved in, we knew that they were sharing a room because Braelen was so small. She was staying in the room with JJ and me still. So she had a crib in Jensen's room. They shared a closet, but it was really mostly just Jensen's room. Well, when we moved and we got into this bigger house, they each got their own room, and they're very mad right now. They're home, obviously, and JJ is trying to control them long enough for me to do this video and kind of show you our finished product of what we have come up with for Jensen for his room. And I'm going to show you some of the things that I got to do for finishing touches in here. But so basically, after much decluttering and narrowing down toys that they played with, things that they didn't, we still have a lot of things that we need to donate. But his room, for the most part now, is finished. It has all of his things put where we think is the best. He has been in here jumping on his bed. Anytime he knows that I'm straightening up his room, which is an obviously every day, 3-4 times a day type deal, he always comes and he's just in terrible twos, and he goes right to trying to knock down the bookshelf. He also tries to knock down his toy chest. He actually can flip it completely over. So needless to say, I'm cleaning this room several times a day, picking up, putting back in the toy bins, putting the toy baskets back on the toy shelf. So it is literally an all day, every single day type deal to try to keep this room straightened up. But while I have it in some form of an organization, I wanted to kind of show you guys his finished little bedroom here at the house and let you guys see the last few little things that I'm going to be putting up on the walls for him. But for an overall view of Jensen's finished room, when you walk through, there's an open doorway right here. So this was, like I said, the open doorway. Jensen's room used to be in here where Braelen's room is now. That will be a separate video, but that was Jensen's room. And obviously at night, you know, we would shut his door, but it was too hard to keep Braelen in her crib in this room because Jensen would still be up at night and wake her up. So she was having to stay in her, like pack and play or her bassinet next to me in our bedroom through that door. So now we have switched it around. I say it's probably been going on around 2 weeks now that we have done the switch. And at first it was a little bit of a struggle trying to see, because he is still so loud and of course runs through here to come to his room. And this is an old house. She can still hear him from her crib. I normally try to lay a blanket or something down right underneath the door to try to block any noise that I can. But I will show you her room in a separate video. This one is obviously all about Jensen's finished room. But so as you walk through this open doorway that I have here, which I have the baby gate up right now, that's the only thing that we have as a blocker in here. Sometimes we have to separate them. Jensen is a big brother and he does tend to pick on his little sister sometimes. But really quickly, just going through, I'm going to show you. So Jensen's bigger dump trucks, the best place that we have found to keep those have been at the foot of his bed. Now, if you noticed in my declutter and toddler switch video, you did see I do have a toddler bed. A very small, just little white toddler bed that I have spent many nights crunched up laying down next to him. So because we did have this extra mattress and we did set up a guest room, there just really wasn't a reason for the guest room because anytime my grandmother comes over to stay, she sleeps with Jensen anyways to be next to him. So what we decided to do is, because Jensen and Braelen both play in here for the majority of the day, is we decided to just put the guest bed mattresses down closest to the floor. Jensen and Braelen both can crawl up and down off of this bed. So that way in the middle of the night, if Jensen is to wake up or if he does need a bottle or someone to lay with him, this just worked out for us a lot better as to put him to sleep, to lay down next to him, to get him to bed. Because something that we are still working on that just isn't working right now is when we say it's bedtime, to give him his bottle, turn the lights off, and like shut a door. Number one, he does not have a door right here. So when I put him in the bed, he can get out of his bed and decide that he doesn't want to lay in the bed. And because he's 2, well, going on, I guess he's actually 2 years old in a month, 2 in a month now. So, and going on, he'll be going on 2 years and 2 months. His birthday was June 4th. There's a video also of that if you want to check that out. But basically, we put him we have 2 cribs, so we could have kept Jensen in a crib, but he did so well about sleeping in that little toddler bed. He had 1 or 2 incidents, even though the toddler crib or the toddler bed does have those railings on the side. He actually tore one of them off, so we had to re-drill it in, but he did have a couple of episodes where he would roll out. So I started making a pallet, or AKA his couch bed, that even with mattress at night I will turn and twist it and lay it down beside of the bed. That way if he is to come out, if he is able to get out of the bed at night or some by chance roll out, I do normally take that huge body pillow and lay it on this opposite side. But so overall, let me just quickly show you kind of what we have done. This is the toddler crib sheet that went to the toddler crib mattress. Underneath this is a Toy Story fold-out couch. He also has the matching chair, but because his room is done in Paw Patrol, we simply took that toddler crib sheet to make it match, and I laid it over. Yes, I hear you, son. What do you want to tell me? Is that your new truck? Did you get a new truck today? Show Mom your truck. Okay. So just as a little ideal, if you guys have seen those couches, they sell them at Walmart. They fold up and they look like basically just like a little kid couch. I took the crib, the toddler crib sheet, or like the mattress sheet, and I simply covered up what was Toy Story, because obviously this sheet is not going to fit this bed. So I did still use his comforter from his toddler bed as his blanket, because he's obviously small and he doesn't need a huge one, and we did have everything that matched the toddler bed. And truthfully, if we were to put the toddler bed in here, it would obviously take like half of this space off, but like I said, it just works out better for us in general to have the guest bed in here for him. It has the foam layering on it. Anything that we had extra for the guest bed we put on here for him, and then like at nap time, or if I just want to come in here and cuddle him, or be in here by both of them if they're in here playing, this just worked out to be a lot better. So what we are still working on is the whole concept of it's time for bed, turn the lights off, give him his sippy cup or bottle, and put him in there and him to stay. Sometimes we can turn on his like nighttime songs and turn all the lights out and he will fall asleep on his own. But something that we are still struggling with and working with both of them, Braelen actually has to still be held and kind of rocked to sleep unless she is just overly pooped and crashes out on her own, which is not very often. But that's something we're working with. So we did decide to use the guest bed in here for Jensen. If he gets up in the night, or if we have to lay with him, or in the early morning, this just works out best for us. That may not be something that you want to do with your child. I've seen lots of videos where mothers can simply take them to their crib or their bed and say it's nighttime, turn the lights off, shut the door, and that's it. It's not that easy for us in this house. He fights us really hard. He has got to the point when we have tried it before, that he's screaming. What's the matter with you? But anyways, to finish up showing you how his room is done and what we have decided to do with it, this is all his space. He has a lot of space over on his room. He has his little nightstand, which is super cute. Obviously, Paw Patrol, body pillow, another body pillow there that is covered up with one of those fleece blankets that's Paw Patrol. This is, like I said, the toddler bed comforter that we decided to keep and use in here on his big bed. This is his monster sleeping bag that he got from his my mom and dad for Christmas as one of his gifts from them. Braelen has one that's a unicorn. I will show you when we go to her room. And then all of just his extra little fleece. He is a blankie baby. He's never been one for a pacifier or anything like that, but he does love the texture of all of these blankets. So I have all of his blankies lined up here. His Gigi got him this little neck pillow. Here's another one of his fleece blankets that he likes just the texture of. A couple of his stuffed animals that we keep just to kind of line up the bed with, that he throws around and plays with some. And then, like I said, at the foot of the bed, because these are such big trucks, his Lego Tonka, a regular Tonka, then he has a little wheelbarrow that he pushes around in here sometimes. So all of the bigger toys I put because it just simply lines up the best with the wall to his bed. So that is where I keep all of these toys when I straighten up his room. Again, he does have a body pillow that's under this fleece blanket, this body pillow. So when he actually goes to bed, I normally will take one of these pillows, obviously pull these down and have this here. And then, like I said, I take his little fold out couch. During the day when he's just in his room or watching TV, he likes to have it folded out like this. And then obviously his TV is mounted up here on the wall. So he'll lay down here instead of up in his bed and drink his bottle. But so JJ and I did work it out because he's been really bad about plug-ins, to where his toy chest sits in front of the plug-in so that him and Braelen, we even have it duct taped over, because he got into a stage really bad where he wanted to, do what? Thank you. Yes, I will need that. But what is it, Sissy? You sleepy? Have you not had no naps? Okay, Mommy let you in. Just a second. Mommy's about done. So JJ and I did line it up to where JJ mounted the TV here. We have this duct tape to the wall so that way when so it's not loose for him to be able to pull it. He is in terrible twos, so he is really bad about, he knocks his entire bookshelf over, he knocks his entire toy chest over, and we are trying to figure out what is the best form of discipline for him, to teach him no, to teach him not to do that. But I literally pick these toys up and put these bins back up here and fix this like 3-4 times a day. He's also been really bad about trying to stand up on his nightstand. So we have a few things going on with our terrible twos right now that obviously we do need to work on. We know that we have to try to fix with him, but he is a 2-year-old. He's a toddler. He has a little sister that he tends to be jealous of, and he does act out a little bit. But so just for a little DIY, if you are interested and you do have a couch like that for your child, you can buy a toddler crib sheet, and it covers it literally perfect. So to match his room, and he does have a Buzz Lightyear chair, but because we wanted to stick with his Paw Patrol theme, I took the sheet from the crib, the toddler bed that he was sleeping in, and I simply covered it. And whenever he's not using this, or if he's wanting to just play down here on his rug or in the floor, it still, it still folds up perfectly. He did have, for Christmas, Santa Claus got him a table that goes with here, but now we keep it in the living room in case he's in there playing or needs to sit and snack or whatever, because he does now have his desk back here. Also because we can't really trust him with that table back here, because he did again get to the point where he was wanting to use the chair to crawl on top of the table, to crawl on top of other things. He is a very curious, very spoiled, crazy, rotten little 2-year-old boy, and he's learning. But so now we do keep the table, and this chair is just back here. For whatever reason, he's brought it back here. Okay, Mommy's almost done showing your room, and I'm going to let you come back, okay? But you want to tear everything up. I literally clean this room, guys, like 1,000 times a day. But so now he has this little desk. He does have all of his Paw Patrol characters. So normally just when I straighten up at night and I come through and just kind of clear out the floor in case he is to get up, I stick these up here. All of his little crayons and coloring books I try to keep hidden from his sister, and it goes in this drawer underneath his desk. JJ also worked it out to where the cable cord goes behind the bookshelf because, again, like I said, we were running into the problem of him trying to pull all of the cords that were in the wall out. So as you can see, where the TV plugs in, the bookshelf is over that. Where the cable runs, the toy chest is over that, and the bookshelf is over this. So we do try to keep things from him, but he is strong enough that he does dump this over on me sometimes, and I do have to go back and obviously pick all of it back up so that way when we walk through here at night, nobody breaks their leg. But up here is just some of his little hats. Okay, Mommy's gonna let you just come on back in. Mommy's done. You can go ahead and come in. Here you go. Come on. So I wanted, before he came in, to absolutely terrorize, because I promise you that is what he is going to do. I wanted to just give you guys like an overall finished view of what we have kind of done with his room. I did pick this up. This is one of the blackout curtains. It is the what is that brand? It's a Walmart brand, but not the Equate brand. It's like Southern Living or one of those brands, and it is a blackout curtain. I just simply got it at Walmart because, like I said, this house is really old. He has an old window here. He does only have the one window, but I keep the blackout curtain over it because the vent that's in his room sits right by the window. So I try to use that blackout curtain to keep as much cool and or heat in as I can. As you can see, yes, so this doesn't stay clean for very long, but this is the basics of how I straighten it up. We do keep his little flat screen remote up here that goes to his TV, because if not, it would be lost forever and we would not be able to do anything with his TV. It's his little Paw Patrol hat. He has like his little beach hat he got for his birthday. He has a couple Minion backpacks, but we just have the one hanging in here on this, and I actually got this and I painted it navy to match all of the navy accents in his room. But I did truly think, Jensen Ray, come on, out of the den right now. This is a room that I'm going to finish up and show you guys separately, but this is our den, JJ and I's den, that goes from Braelen's room, Jensen's room, our den, and then our bedroom. So we normally, JJ and I will, JJ will either play his Xbox or we will watch TV back here, the smart TV, and then have them playing in these two rooms, and then our bedroom door luckily shut so that we can keep them out of there. But so just an overall view after you guys did see the before when we switched them and it was almost completely empty. This is just kind of what we have set up that's best for him. I do think that this is a really cute idea. You could do it for a girl's couch too. Any toddler crib sheet or like toddler bed sheet. I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep confusing that, but will fit over these couches. And as you can see, the inside of his comforter is the exact same pattern. He also has the flat sheet that goes to this set that he uses to sleep with, and it matches the fitted sheet as well. So then over here, obviously where he has tipped this over so many times, this whole set that we got for his bedroom was super easy and cute to put together. I actually picked this bookshelf that looks like little pencils. That's super cute. I picked that up at a flea market before Jensen was even born, I think. JJ and I were at a flea market and I picked this out for Jensen, I think when I was pregnant with him, and wanted him to have it in his nursery books. And now here he is 2 years old, and as you can see, it is still hanging in there, but it's all rainbow colored. I just thought it was really cute. Whenever he gets too big for it, I can pass it down to Braelen. It's all obviously a multi-sex because it is all just rainbow colors. And then at the bottom, it does look like little pencils, which I think is super, super cute. As you can see, it's like little wood bottoms, so it looks like little pencils holding it up. But Jensen is very strong, and he also tips this over on me sometimes, so I'm always having to restack up his books and all his little figurines. He did have all of them to match his room, and he has lost some of them in between here, the living room, his sister's room. It's hard to say. Some of his birthday gifts, he got this He got this little toy. It's almost like what would you call this?
A worker's bench.
Yeah, like a worker's bench, and it come with a little hammer and some wrenches and things. So I just tried to place everything in here around his TV and around his bookshelf the best way that it would fit. In this little basket, I got this actually at the Dollar Tree. As you can tell, he has gave it a rough way to go. But some of these stickers that I did put up here around his yellow toy bin, I actually stuck on these storage bins just to make it match. I just put one on either side, and as you can see, he has actually cracked this. I'm gonna have to probably super glue it or just pick up another one. You can get these at the Dollar Tree for just $1, but I keep all of his little foam balls and toys like that in here. I was keeping his color crew in there, but he always wants to dump them out. He dumps everything out, but so I do try to keep some things in some form of order. Like when I find his colors, I try to keep them and put them all back together in one bin. And then his bigger trucks, and then like the top bin over here are all like his little cell phones. He has one more somewhere that's missing, but so like his little cell phones I'll try to keep together for him. Here's a ball that he has taken out of there. But then he also, for his birthday, from his granny, and I actually had this over here with this bigger Thomas the Train, but like I said, we can't keep anything together over here. But anyways, he did get this track for his birthday from his granny. It's really cute. It's from the Learners, I want to say Little Tikes, no, Fisher Price, I'm sorry, but it's a little track, and it has the little like flip up and down here, and then it also has the coolest thing that I think about it is you can push these two side buttons and it will actually fold down and lay down straight. But so that because it fits so perfectly in this corner of the side of the toy bins, I keep it right there beside of it. And then all the little cars that he got from his granny that go with it that are also Fisher Price, I just keep in the bin right next to it, so that when he is ready to play with this, he has all of his little cars that go to it right beside of it in this bin that is closest to the track. And again, like I said, it came with 3 and his granny got him 2 extra, I think. But so anytime I go around the house and I find the trucks that or the little cars that go to it, I do try to keep them in this bin closest to, once again, the track. And at night when we're walking through here, we got to come and bring him a bottle. It's obviously just easiest to have things put up in some kind of order off of the floor. That way we don't come through from our bedroom and fall over anything getting to him in the bed. So all of the little cars that go to his tracker here, his color crew, Sissy just went in there, yes. His eraser, he has a pencil, he has more colors. It's untelling where they are, probably in the living room. But then the rest of this stuff is all just kind of mixed. I keep all of his little toy dress-up masks in the same bin. He also has a couple of his sister's toys in here, his Mr. Potato Head, and then all of the pieces that go to it. I think actually his Uncle Keaton and his fiance, who's actually getting ready to get married, I will be vlogging that, they got Jensen this for his birthday in June. So I keep him and all the pieces to him in this one. And then this is just his big random drawer. Like here is Mickey's fire hat. So obviously I would just throw Mickey back in here with his fire hat. This is a part to actually his workbench that needs to be put back together. But yeah, so I try in the best way that I can to keep it in some kind of order when I go back to pick up the stuff off of the floor, so that way it does obviously have a little bit of neatness to it. Some of his other big trucks, like his big Lightning McQueen, so that it's not out in the middle of the floor, I just kind of have it parked right directly in front of the bookshelf, so that way there's walking room. And then because of his tool table over here, I keep his little tool thing right under the bookshelf. Just a little bit of order to radio, flyer, wagon, wheelbarrow, I'm sorry, that times. So anything like this that would cause him to trip or fall, I just try to keep all of it lined up around the sides of the wall. That way, until he pulls it out to play with it. Nobody's going to trip and get hurt. At night when Jensen goes to sleep, we take this monitor that obviously is plugged in here, and then of course we have our little safety covers over the rest, but because this is plugged in, this is his nighttime monitor, we'll simply pull it around and place it right here on this desk where we can hear him if he is to get up at night. And then I will keep, or JJ will, his bottle right there. So if we do have to come in here at night, we will just know that his bottle is right here on his nightstand. And then we keep his monitor right here. But in the mornings and through the daytime, I always try to pick it up and put it down behind this desk. Because if I don't, Braelen or him, either one, sometimes even I can slip it in the drawer from behind of this desk just to keep it safe, because if not, Jensen or Braelen one will pull it out and take off and pull the cord out of it. So I sometimes will place it just in behind the desk and then scoot the desk back, and it just kind of hid from them throughout the day, because like I said, normally I don't let him get into this drawer, and I just kind of push it back as far as I can, because it does have the coloring books. I got him this colored pencil set for Christmas, and I just actually went through the house. What are you talking about? Huh? What are you talking about? You eating? What are you eating? Sitting in Sissy's high chair. What are you eating? Mean tail? Braelen has to be kept out when he eats, because if not, she reaches up and pulls his stuff off of his tray. Did you get Bubby's shoes, Sissy? What are you doing? Sissy, Bubby, what are you doing? Is that good? My kids are wild. But so I did just make it a mission, and I actually went through the entire house and all of his little toy bins in the living room, in his sister's room, and I actually went through and I found all of the crayons, all of them but one. I got these for him if you have a problem with your toddler eating crayons. I got these for Jensen for Christmas, because he was starting to want to color a little bit and was getting the concept of holding a pen and a pencil. But obviously, like any kid, everything goes straight to his mouth. So I got these roll-up twistables from Crayola with the intentions that it's like a pen, but it's plastic, and then it's like a colored pencil instead of a crayon that comes out of it. So when he does color, all I have to do is twist those up. I'm so proud of myself that I even found these. Literally, there was only like 4 left in this, and I went all through the house looking, and there was a couple down just in the bottom of his drawer from his desk. But I went through and I actually found every single one of them but one. And then there's also this little small section in the bottom half. But the reason that I got these is because instead of crayons, these obviously have a hard base. The only part that you can color with is the little part that you twist up at the top. Jensen did, yes, bite the tops off of some of these as well. But I caught him in action, and because it was a colored pencil, he wasn't getting wood, he wasn't biting the plastic, he literally bit it off. It is non-toxic, it is Crayola, it is kid safe, but so this just works out better for me than markers or crayons, because again, it's a colored pencil, but it's in a plastic thing instead of wood, and you literally just twist those up as much as you want of this part to come out. But so these work really well for us. Like I said, I got these for Jensen for Christmas this past year, and now that he's getting a little bit older, he's starting to use them more. And then of course he just has his little Blaze activity book with coloring pages. It also has some sticker pages in it, but I like to keep this obviously pushed as far back under his desk as I can. That way through the day while him and his sister are in here playing. Oh yeah, the Crayola thing also came with like a package of just these little white squares that I love, love, love. I actually have one hanging up in my studio room. I have one on the fridge, but this literally just is a white sheet that he can just do his own little work of art on, and that's what came in the Crayola pack. I think it was like seriously $12. It was a little high, but for the carrying case and then the little pack of white square sheets, I thought it was worth it. And of course it's worth it to keep him from eating his crayons or markers. So this is really, really useful if you are having the same problem with your toddler, like either wanting to put markers in their mouth. The twistable Crayola, and they're actually called just twistables, and they're from Crayola, and they come in this little case. I'm not sure if they still have them in this case or how you buy them now, but this really did come in handy with Jensen eating his crayons and things, because it was more like a pen than it was, but of course it was plastic, roll up, non-toxic. So these are great. This is what we use now when we color, unless it's those Crayola markers that only color on the Crayola certain papers that you get. Like, you literally cannot color on anything other than specific papers that Crayola puts out that are coloring pages. He actually, my grandmother, his Gigi, got him a package of Paw Patrol ones, and it came with 3 markers. They are clear, but the caps are red, yellow, and blue, and when you color the sheet, it only shows up on the sheet. What are you trying to tell me? He literally does this every time I get on camera. He wants to be loud. He wants to make sure that he's talking over me. And now Braelen's joining in too. Are you done with your snack? What, sissy? You want a bottle? But so yeah, guys, he also, for Christmas, when we knew that we were going to start doing his new room in Paw Patrol, I picked each of these pictures up actually at the Family Dollar. They were six or seven, maybe 8. I'm sorry, 8. They were $8 a piece, and they literally are like canvas board pictures. And then, of course, you can pick up that Paw Patrol. Let me try to zoom out some. You can pick up that Paw Patrol poster from Walmart is where I got that. And then, of course, you can get all of these re-stickables online that are on the wall. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the new ones that I just got for him. But so, yeah, that's kind of how I store his art supplies in here, his desk. They're just screaming, I think, because I'm talking. I think they just want to be heard. I don't know what's going on with her. So you saw his desk, you saw, oh, and on the sides, obviously, are super cute. Every single side to all of his Paw Patrol stuff is decorated. It was completely worth the money. It's been super adorable. He did get all of his Paw Patrol dogs for Christmas. He actually got 2 of Marshall, and then 1 of, Chase. So he has 2 Marshalls and 1 Chase. So we just keep 1 over here in the corner of the bed, and then we keep 2 just sitting in the desk. Then the blackout curtain, like I said, is right here by the vent. It is a little bit long, so I do have to try to make sure that I keep it pushed back so that it doesn't cover up the vent that's in here in his room. And then again, here is just his nightstand. Super cute. Wood, was really easy to put together. I think all we had to use was a screwdriver to just put in certain pegs to make sure like the top and stuff stayed on, because all of these came separately in boxes that you put together. A little cup holder there. He doesn't really use that often, but it is still cute. There is stuff on the back on each side of the desk, and the same with his little nightstand. He has this one little pull-out drawer that is empty. He doesn't take a passy or anything, so I don't really have anything specific that I store in there. Sometimes he will hide things in there, and it's really funny, and just leave them. But I do have these little storage bins that I got that were actually the stackable blocks, and now I use them to keep stuff in because he doesn't use them to stack them. And this was just a really special little set of books that he got for Easter, so I keep them because he does love to read them. They're really good. He actually, when I go through this, he knows exactly what to say. Cat, dog, they're really simple. But my mama, that would be his great-grandmother, my dad's mom, got him these for his first Easter, and they came in this little cute plastic container, and I've just made sure to keep up with them and keep them in this because there's colors, first words, numbers, and they're just really simple, good books, and they are the cardboard hardstock, so the kids can't rip them up. But these are some of my favorite books, and they have taught him a lot. Like, he can bring them to me and basically basically read them. So I do love them, and I do try to keep them all together. So that's why I have... Obviously, this didn't come with this under it. It literally just looks like this, but because there was the space under it and we like to read bedtime stories, these are some that can keep his attention long enough, so I just keep them under there in that box like so. So to finish up this, so that way I can... go ahead and wrap it up and help him with the kids because it is almost bath and bedtime. I just wanted to give you an overview of how I organized Jensen's room, how JJ set up the cable and fixed the TV cord. We did use a lot of duct tape to make sure that they could not pull them out of the wall. Jensen is so bad about unplugging things, so we did have to give it some thought process as to where to mount the TV and where we could hide cords. And then, of course, all the rest of the plug-ins on the wall all have the little plastic covers on them. We don't have any reason to use these, but so of course covers on all the rest of them, covers on the ones that aren't being used. And then again, like I said, just on top of here, he did have all of these, but he has lost some of them. He did have all of these too, but just the couple ones as I pick up his room and I find them, I just kind of stick them over here on the shelf for him. And then his little trains and his dinosaur that he likes the best, I just try to keep just on the top here. He also loves Baby First TV. These are some of the first little cartoons that he watched as a baby. Tick the Tractor, Vocabulary, the parrot, and then of course Harry the bunny, and then I think Braelen has Goo Goo in her room. Do not pick on Sissy, don't do that. And then all of the books that he currently is reading, I did actually go through when I did the declutter video, and I got rid of a lot of books that just had paper pages that I knew that he wasn't going to sit down and actually listen to me read. So I only kept books out here. This is another one that he got for his birthday that he really loves. Don't hit mommy with the ball. That hurts, Bubby. That's not nice. You hit mommy in the face. He is so mean, you guys. Literally. What is this, Jensen? Nay. Is that a horse? Can you say horse? Horse, duck? What's that? Pig? Say oink, oink. Oink, oink. But just for basic cleaning routine, I take the broom and the dust mop. Look. I take the broom and the dust mop to the wooden parts of the floor. Obviously, I take the vacuum cleaner over the rug. I'm also a lover of the carpet powders. So just to freshen up the room, I will sprinkle, like if he's up in his high chair eating breakfast and I'm going through just to do the morning clean, I will sprinkle the powder so it can sit while he's eating. And then right before he gets down, I will vacuum it up and then obviously let him down to finish playing and doing whatever. But I dust mop, I shark all the wood parts and then vacuum. And just recently, yesterday, I went through because he stayed the night at my grandmother's and I anti-backed the entire room. Anything that was wood, his desk, his nightstand, all of his big plastic trucks, I just went ahead and anti-backed everything while he was gone. It's the easiest time, obviously, to do anything. But so like the tops of his nightstand, around his desk where he eats sometimes, I just went ahead and wiped all of that down. Also, you can find these at Walmart if anyone is interested, but I will be honest, I got really strong hooks so they can hold stuff. But to be honest with you, by the time you hang them in the ceiling, and this one isn't even in the ceiling, it's just way too high for kids to get to. Like if I hung that even like with one of my sturdy hooks that I got, by the time you loop that top part, which is Velcro, it just is way too high. Like as you can see, it's above his bookshelf now, and we actually put it in the wall instead of into the ceiling where I had it before. But you can get these at Walmart. I think they are around $5 maybe. I got one for Jensen and one for Braelen. So Braelen has one in the corner of her room. It's a different color. And then he has yellow to bring out all the yellow and the rest of his stuff. Since he has navy, I just wanted to give him a little bit more pop of color to bring out all the yellow from everything else in here. But so what I decided to do with this, instead of letting him get things in and out of it, was I put toys that were on these packs. Like I showed you on one of the storage bins that I bought from the Dollar Tree, I actually put one on each side just to bring out the dinosaurs on his wall so that it kind of matched. But over here next to his yellow hanging bin is where I decided to put the dinosaurs. Was mine when I was little. My mom used to read it to me like as a bedtime story, or just if I wanted her to read. And it's the monster at the end of this book. It's a Sesame Street book. As you can see, it has the silver spining. It's super old. It's a little golden books collection. It's Big Bird, Bambi, I think it's the little engine that could something. Up here is Bugs Bunny, Mickey Mouse, Bert and Ernie. So the world of little golden books, they have a ton of books. But like I said, this was mine when I was little. And I want the kids to be able to have it when they are old enough that they will actually sit, like you can see how old this is. But when they will actually sit long enough to listen to me read that much, then I want to be able to get it out and read it to them. But right now his attention span just is not enough for me to get through a book like this. Like, some things are not that bad, but other ones have a little bit more, and his attention span just really isn't that long right now. Neither is Braelen's at 2 and 1. So what I did, as you can see, my mom kept a couple of the special things that I love. This was again one of my favorite bedtime stories. But so what I've done, and as you can see right here goes the bookshelf now as we speak. It literally takes 2 seconds, and I'm doing this like 3 times a day, picking it back up. Normally I'll just give up at some point in the day, and then right at bedtime, once we've bathed our jammies and bottles, I'll go back through and do it for the night. But so what I do is I take this book and I keep it in here towards the back with this little Big Bird that I actually got for him again when I was pregnant so that he would have one. Big Bird was one of my favorite. Follow That Bird was my favorite movie. My mom said I watched it till she could die over and over. But so I wanted him to have a few things. Braelen has one too. But I wanted him to have a few things, and her, that were like from my childhood that I liked. So I kept this Big Bird and I put it in here with the Sesame Street book just as something that I wanted to put up for him. And then he also has Bubble Puppy, like from Bubble Guppies, that his granny got him for Christmas. So a few of these little toys that I just want him to have that are a little sentimental, that he doesn't really play with, but that I want to keep up and have up for him. His granny got him this with the Paw Patrol movie. It just hooks on here. It matches his room. He got this Prayer Bear, I think from my grandmother, or maybe I got it from him. They have so much stuff, guys, like I can't even remember. Jensen, do not start, baby. Just get what you want to play with. Don't tip it all out. Just play. Did I mention terrible tooths? Did I mention terrible tooths? That's what's going on here. Literally, he cares nothing about the crayons in the floor. He just wants to dump everything out. Like, that's just what he does. Let's watch together. So everything that I pick up and try to sort and put together, like all of that goes to his track. That's not nice, Bubby. Mommy picked that all up for you, and you're not being nice. Anyways, so that's what happens. At the end of the night, I will go back through and do all of this again. But that's the kind of order that I try to keep it in. But by the time, like I said, the night ends, I'm always going back through and cleaning up. This entire floor will be covered again, stuff all in the walkway. So he does, and then normally he'll take that bar and just go ahead and tip the rest. I don't know why. I can't get him to stop doing it. He does it as he watches TV. Just terrible twos. But so, other than that, we do have a couple of stuffed animals that I got him when he was little. And the reason he has this one, and then there's a panda in there, I'm sorry, a polar bear in there too, it has the feeling of his fuzzy blankets. And where he was a blankie baby, I tried to get him a few things that felt like his blanket. So those are just things that I know I want to keep for him and give them to him for his kids or whatever he wants to do, or put one with his baby book. But so both of those I've just got up there so that he doesn't, color on their face or pour juice on them because he doesn't play with them anymore. And then he's got Curious George up here. And then this is actually a wipe container that I got for him when I was doing the whole wipe container thing. Like Braelen has a Winnie the Pooh one right now that I do actually have wipes in. But at Walmart you can buy wipes, and you can buy them that already come in just different boxes. They have all different styles, all different movies, cartoons. Like I said, Braelen has a Winnie the Pooh one. But now instead of keeping wipes in here, because I can't leave these sitting around like I did when he was a little boy, because he does know how to open them. When he was a little baby. So now I can't just leave these sitting out in here to use when I need to change his diaper, because he will literally open them and tear all the wipes out. So we have turned this Cars one into his little activity box. These are the little sheets that he got when he got his Color Wonder markers, and they, like I said, will only show up on this paper. He can't get it on any of the walls or anything like that. So all of his activity stuff, or crayons like he just picked up that he can eat, I keep away from them, so that way when it's activity time I will get it out. But if it isn't, then I can keep all of it in this box. Here's a couple just little Paw Patrol coloring sheets, but things like this that he will tear up, or he or his sister will eat. Like these are a few things that he's already colored that I just wanted to keep. I actually have wrote on them even like the day that he colored them and stuff. I've thought about hanging a couple of them up on the wall because his room is done in Paw Patrol and it is his little art. So I thought about even maybe just sticking them. I was going to do a couple pictures of him and me together and him and his daddy, because obviously this football is just one of those little picture holders, but I hadn't ever put a picture of all of us or of him up here. So I did think about doing like a little square poster of these. No, we're not playing these right now. Give them to Mama. Stop. No. This is why Mommy keeps these up, because you guys eat markers and you eat crayons, and Mommy has to keep them up because you don't listen and you eat them. So Mommy has to monitor when we play with this stuff. So that's why you can't have it. I'm sorry. Give Mommy the marker. No, not right now. We're not playing it. Right now we're not playing markers. Let Mommy finish her video and then we can play. Anyways, like I was saying, so this box, as you can see, they can get into it. So I have now turned it into the marker, crayon, things that they can destroy their room, their clothes, their body with. I have kept up in this white box. So instead of throwing out old white boxes, you can actually turn them into, you can put crayons if your kid is a little bit older, markers, whatever you want. Even if you wanted to, if it's for a girl, you could keep hair bows, plastic rubber bands, bobby pins, and a Winnie the Pooh. Like for Braelen, I could take her wipes out and start using that. That's actually a good idea. But for Jensen, I use it for these markers. Like I was saying a minute ago, they are called the Color Wonder from Crayola. And they literally, I've got a Rebel in my hand that they had over here in the bed. Just a second. Let me set him back down. Like I was saying, these markers, they only show up on certain Crayola paper though. So if you don't have the Crayola paper, then it's not going to work. But as you can see, oop, dropped it. Sissy, no. It has a clear tip. And it stop it, no fighting. It has the clear tip and it only shows up on the special Crayola paper. So I keep those up in this little Cars Huggies wipe container. And then, like I said, all of the little pictures that he has already colored, I just keep it because they are special to me, obviously, and I don't want to throw them away. And like I said, I probably still will add a picture of like all of us, me and him and his daddy, to the football picture holder, but we just now got everything kind of hung up and how we wanted it. But for the time being, I think I will add his little pieces of works of art. So basically, when I get the picture of me, him, and his daddy, or him and his sister, I will put it up here and it will hang like that on the football on the wall. But so yeah, as Braelen is getting into all the crayons and things, I've also got like stamps and stuff like that. Jensen, stop, baby. Stop. Stop doing that, okay? So here's what Jensen's done. I wanted to finish showing you guys the last of my project, but Jensen, that's why we had the baby gate up. I wanted to be able to show you guys, even if it was just a few minutes. But so I keep the wipe container up here, and I was keeping Curious George just kind of on top of it. Stop it! Stop! Mommy will pick you up, and then as you can see, when he tears all this down, we trip, we fall, because Braelen hasn't been walking for that long, so we just have a mess. She's super tired. Like I said, it's almost their bed and bath time. Jensen, baby, you are tearing everything to pieces. Okay, so like I said earlier, the track does fold down. Jensen has done it for himself, and he has already lost all of his... Stop it. Do not smack her in the face, Jensen. You be nice. But so I hope you guys got a good little preview of kind of how... Sit down before you fall. Of how we kind of put the room back together. Sissy, you're gonna fall, baby. That's what I was talking about with his nightstand. We're trying to break... Jensen, no more. We're trying to break that habit before he ends up falling and hurting himself. But I do not blame it on not having a crib bed, because he could do that either way. Maybe... Stop it, Jensen. Stop doing that. It's all right, baby. Maybe the nightstand is a little too old for his age. Maybe if he was a little bit older, he would know how to work it a little bit better instead of trying to walk on it like this. But the crib, the toddler bed, I'm sorry, would be the same way if I did have this next to it. He would still crawl over on it. But so we're just kind of experimenting. Obviously, they're basically like twins. I have a 1 and a 2-year-old, a boy and a girl. And these are just little things that we have tried to put together for them in our new house. I hope you have enjoyed the video of kind of what I put together for a toddler room for Jensen. I'm trying my best to finish up this video because they obviously are quarreling and fighting. They're over here behind the curtain. And Jensen tends to like to give her a little shove, an accidental shove. Jensen, leave her alone, baby. Come on, sissy. Come on. Come on. I'm trying to finish up, and he is just tearing everything down. But anyways, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and finish up this video. It is getting a little late, and Braelen is tired, and Jensen keeps bullying her a little bit. So I am going to go ahead and finish up. I hope you got a couple of good ideas on how I chose to organize the room, how I place things. If you have any tips or ideas or things that I could do to maybe help train Jensen from tearing everything up and picking on his sister, please make sure to comment. Any advice is nicely taken. Even criticism I can take proudly. If you have any ideas on maybe how I could try to do or work things better. Jensen, sissy, where's her pacifier? Okay, she needs a passy. But the last thing that I want to show you guys, like I said, I do take all advice. If you have kids around this age, or if they're past this age and you've been there. Here, sissy, look. You want to play on Bubba's track? Look, you want to play on Bubby's track? She's tired. She's had a long day. And I just basically, while I had this room clean, wanted to show you guys how I organized everything, how it looked. But like I said, if you guys have any ideas or if you know of something cute that may look good or work in this room that I could do, just make sure to comment below and let me know. Like I said, I'm open to ideas. I have a hard shell. I know that I'm a new mom. My kids are just 1 and 2 years old. So if there's something maybe that I could do to help with bedtime or Jensen kind of bullying his little sister a little bit, I'm open to advice. Like I said, I basically decided to do this. I have a separate video for this too, but basically the reason why I'm doing this is because I want my kids to be able to watch these in the future when they are older and see them as children and see what me and their father did to try to fix their rooms and things like that. And these days, I just felt like why not broadcast it for open advice from anybody. So I'm an open book. I'm open to advice, tips, tricks, anything that I can do differently, or if you have just any thoughts, just drop them down below and let me know. I do hope that you liked some of the ideas that I came up with the crib sheet to match his couch to his room, the way that I organized his art supplies with his desk, his little figurines on his bookshelf, the way that I have things kind of placed around the room. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of that. The last thing I guess that it was that I wanted to show you, and yes, this is canvas art. Like I said, I did get this from the Family Dollar or the Dollar General. I can't really remember. But it says Made in China canvas art, and it was $5. So this is actual canvas. It's on like a wood plating, and it was Paw Patrol. And as you can see, it has a perfect little hook. This is, like I said, it is canvas. It's really nice, and it matched his room perfect. I think the poster up there might have been $5 or something. I also have some more stickers to show you that I'm going to be finishing up his room with. Let me get this back on the wall now. Also, I just got this out of the wash. He has lots of Paw Patrol pillowcases as well. So when I did buy the toddler crib sheet set, when I first had intentions on him sleeping in the toddler bed, Jensen, stop, baby. Stop. Lord, go play. Mommy's almost done. Anytime camera's on, he has the pillowcase. He does have the long body pillow. He does have his couch, like I said, that I've covered up. And I've just got some laundry done and got this pillowcase back. But so everything in here is Paw Patrol or die. He is a die-hard fan. He has lots of Paw Patrol clothes. He has lots of Paw Patrol shoes, the stuffed animals, the comforter, on and on and on. Like I said, he does have the body pillow, which I showed you guys a little bit earlier, that I do put on the other side of him when he's asleep. So it basically is kind of like a little triangle, like a crib bed, to where he won't roll off, but there is the extra protection just in case. But so yeah, this is how we decided to set this up. I hope you guys did enjoy kind of seeing how I ended up going with his room. What did you do with those stickers?
I'll put them in here for a minute.
But yeah, so I hope you enjoy his finished room. I hope you enjoyed the chit chat. And I will be doing a separate, I'm trying to make his bed back again. This literally is an all day, everyday thing, guys. It never stops. But so yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing kind of what we did for his 2-year-old Paw Patrol room. This is it. This is the finished product. This is his little couch bed rolled up. There's his track put down. But like, guys, literally this is all day long. Normally he will push this entire shelf over. He will pull that entire shelf over. I'm going to take that back to the living room. Now that his other pillowcase is clean, I'm going to wash this one. But so yeah, plenty of big fuzzy blankets. Like I said, he's a blankie baby. And another tip that I did just want to include is, this is from Walmart, and it is the Mainstays brand. If you can see, I'll try to let it focus in. So this is the Mainstays brand, and it is just an odor neutralizing room spray. Sometimes Jensen can wet the bed. We have almost kind of started with potty training a little bit. He has been starting to take his diaper off and then use like pee if he needs to. So we think that he may be ready to start trying to use the bathroom. But as you can see, he is a handful, so we're not really sure about how we're going to start that. I did pick up a potty, so we have that, and I also have the little potty that sits in the toilet seat, but we're just really kind of torn right now on if we want to do that. But so because he does wet the bed sometimes or the floor, he spills his milk. I try to keep it either lavender because that's always calming and good for kids and babies, or I do really love Sweet Pea, just like clean laundry scents. Like I said, I use the powders in the rug, but this one I think is about maybe $2.99 or something. This little can, you get 4 ounces. It's Sweet Pea, and it's just a neutralizing room spray. And when I go through and I clean up his room, I will, because it's not hazardous. I actually keep one of these in my car as well, but I will just go through after vacuuming and things and making his bed and just kind of give a couple squirts of this or the lavender Febreze. I like to use that too, just to kind of freshen up his blankets and things before he goes to bed and to help calm him. Other than that, guys, that is basically it. As you can see, the 2 minutes that he's been back in here, he absolutely terrorizes and tears down. I do have a couple more sticker sheets that I just picked up that I wanted to show you guys. Sissy, what's going on with you? This was a lot longer of a video than I had intended on making because I did go into detail. No, be nice. Okay, just a second. Come on. But I'm going to do Braelen's video separately. Tell Daddy, hang on, Jensen. He's pooped. It's all over his fingers. I'm ending this video. Hang on. So, I'm going to have to wrap this up. As you can tell, Braelen is... Come here. Come here, come here, come here. Sissy! What's the matter? What is the matter? No crying. There we go. It's all right. So Jensen, like I was talking about pottying, he just pooed. He just stuck his hand in his diaper. So we had to come and get Dad. Sissy is very tired and very much ready for bed. Like I said, it is time for me to make bottles and start settling this house down. But I did go into a little bit more detail than I had planned. No, baby. Look, Mommy, turn the light on. I don't want you to be sad. I want you to be happy. You want you Papa back? You want to play in Bubby's cars? What? So JJ is cleaning that up. I did go into a little bit more detail than I had planned about the full organization of the room and where I place things. Okay. But I did pick up a few more. Okay. Let's go get a bottle. I don't know if something's hurting her or what. I don't know for sure what's wrong with Sissy. I'm going to have to figure it out. Have to get Jensen changed. But I hope you enjoyed the room tour for Jensen. I'm going to go ahead and get a bath going, get some bottles made, and I will give you a tour of her room when she is in a better mood. She's super emotional. We got a mess, 2 and 1 years old. I hope you enjoyed the tour and some of the organization things that I did. Okay. But this is life, and I'm going to have to deal with it, and I will see you guys on the next one.